Hi there guys, Dan here from Blues Guitar Beginners, and today we're going to be looking at that solo. Now, hopefully you realise that this is all about bends and working out what we can do with bends. Now, for a blues player, it is an extremely important part of lead playing, as well as riffing and many other things. But the things you can do with bends is you can kind of play in between your standard notes as you gradually go up. Your kind of, you know, there's more sounds as you're going from tone to tone, okay? And so it's a really, really nice touch. Now, what I've put together is this solo with all the different types of bends that you'll need for the moment, okay? We've got ourselves a full bend, okay? We've got half bends, we've got quarter bends, I've even put a kind of very typical Freddie King style bend in there, as well as this kind of blues stop the bend before it gets to the top thing. And I'm going to go through all of them with you, okay? So they're all in the solo, so let's start by playing the solo and I'll walk you through it. So here we go. First thing, we are in B minor pentatonic. So again, as I've said in previous videos, if you're unsure what a B minor pentatonic is, step on over to the website bluesguitarbeginners.com, sign up for the lessons, and there's some stuff about the pentatonic in there, okay? Now then, the B minor pentatonic up on the 7th fret, okay, for those of you that don't know, and this is what it looks like. First, fourth finger, first, third, first, third, first, third, first, fourth, and the same on the way back. Okay, now we're starting our first bend here, okay, so the 10th fret of the B string, and it's a full bend. Now, a full bend is simply a bend that goes from the note you're trying to bend up one tone. So that's, on the guitar, that translates to 2 frets. Okay? So we're trying to get to that sound. Okay? So that's the first thing you've got to try and do. Try and pitch that bend. Notice all 3 fingers behind that first finger. I'm using all 3 fingers on the same string to stabilise the bend. I've also got my thumb up here around the top. Now you can have it at the back. You can get the same results. I'm just not very used to it, but it's, you know, I know a lot of players that do play like that. And really you just want to be in as much control as possible. Okay, so that's your first bend, and it is a tone. Now, for my second lick and my second type of bend, I'm going to do a semitone bend, okay? And we're going to call it a half step bend. Now, what this is this note, I'm up on the 10th fret again, okay? I'm going to take all 3 fingers behind, but this time I'm only looking to get up to this note, one semitone, okay? No further than that. We don't want the full bend, just a semitone. So we're hearing the note, and we're bending up to the note, okay? And obviously, it means you don't have to bend as much or push as high to get to that note, okay? Now, that is a great place to bend in the blues stuff, okay? Especially on this particular part of the pentatonic. Now, as soon as we've done that bend, we're then gonna stop that, and I'm gonna stop that by simply, my plectrum from my right hand, it actually touches the E string, okay? The same string I'm bending, without picking it. Okay, just stops it like that. That will stop the sound. Okay? And then I play the 7th fret on the E string. Okay, that's it, nice and slow. Okay? Now that's the first of these kind of blues bends where you stop it as you hit the note. Okay? And I love this sound. It's kind of like pushing something off a cliff, in a very bizarre manner of speaking, but we would go up, and just as we get to that note, we stop it dead, kind of leaves a bit of a question mark on it. And then, of course, by going back to the first finger here, I'm resolving that, okay? So there's your first 2 sounds. After that, we're going to do this great Freddie King style bend, where we've actually already done the full bend. So I'm now on the 9th fret on the G string, okay? And again, I've got my 3 fingers behind it, and I'm going to bend it up a full tone. However, and this is where muscle memory's got to kick in a little bit, I'm not actually going to pick that note. I'm going to leave it. I'm not even going to touch it. I'm just going to literally, the fingers are going to go up. You'll notice it's silent, okay? So that when I do pick the G string, I'm going to have the bend fall back down again. Okay? So what's happening is I'm bending it up silently, picking it, and then dragging it back down again to the same note, okay? And I think that's a Freddie King style bend. I think that sounds great. It's a weird kind of backwards question mark. Okay? And then I'm going to come back to the first finger, and and then back to this root note, which is actually on the 9th fret of the D string, okay? Okay, and that third lick we're actually going to end by coming to the note up here, so this is the 7th fret on the G string, and doing a quarter bend, okay? So another new bend here. Now a quarter bend is really more like heavy vibrato. It's a nudge, but it's a nudge that sounds really, really great, okay? And the way to make it actually work within any playing is to do that same technique we looked at a second ago, where you stop the note instantly. So when I do a quarter bend on this string, I actually like to bend the note down, which is perfectly fine, okay? You can bend it up as well, but we're going to bend it down here. And literally all I'm going to do is take the note and just nudge it and stop it. Okay, like that. Sounds a bit weird out of context, but that's what we're doing. Now what I'm doing is I'm literally just dragging it down a bit, and then that same thing. I'm getting the plectrum to touch the string, the G string, and just by touching it, it stops the note. Okay, so that whole lick sounds like this. Okay, and that's your quarter bend. Okay, now next lick along is really the last of the different types of bends, and we're going to go crazy here. The Buddy Guy style tone and a half bend. So you might have guessed a tone and a half means actually going up not just 2 frets, but 3 frets. We're bending up to there, okay? And it sounds like you're going way over the top with this, okay? So we're going to do this nice and slow, but that's the sound. So I'm back on my 9th fret on the G string, and we go. Okay, I'm going way up there, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to go up nice and slow, okay? So we're going to go like this. And honestly, that's about as far as I'm going to be able to push that string. So you're pushing all the way up. Notice all 3 fingers are going up with me. Might take you a fair bit of time to be able to get that one, guys. But, you know, try it, go for it. And what we're doing, again, as soon as we get to the sound, or just about, we stop the note dead. Again, with the plectrum. And there we have it, tone and a half bend, okay? And we finished the whole solo by doing, okay, so the same one as the last one, as the kind of Freddie King style one, except this time we do a normal tone bend. I'm going to stop it completely dead. Back to the first finger, and then finish on the root note, 9th fret D string, okay? So, loads of different bends there, absolutely tons of them, but that is, to be honest, we're going to have to break this down real nice and slow, go through them one at a time. If you've seen my video on how to take licks and apply them, you'll want to do exactly that with all of these separate licks. If you haven't, I'd go and find it if I was you. It's all available at the website bluesguitarbeginners.com. And yeah, you need to be taking each lick individually, okay, to really try and nail these bend ideas. Now, I'm going to play through it real nice and slow for you now, and then it's your job to get it together. Okay, so here we go. Okay. Tone and a half. Okay, and there you have it, guys. So good luck getting that together, and I'm sure I'll see you soon.